Aaron Hernandez looked upset but remained calm as the verdict was being read. It wasn't the same story as others listened. Family of both Aaron Hernandez and Odin Lloyd wept in court this morning.
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Aaron Hernandez has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of Odin Lloyd on June 17, 2013.
Aaron Hernandez may have been a well-known New England Patriots football player. However, in the end, the jury found that he was just a man who committed a brutal murder.
Lloyd's body was found less than a mile from Hernandez's home. He was shot 6 times. His defense attorney said he was there when Lloyd was killed, but blamed the shooting on Hernandez's 2 friends. Prosecutors say he planned the killing and then helped cover it up.
We felt like we had their attention every day, both the prosecution and the defense. They fairly considered the evidence, and they've returned a verdict that's supported by that evidence.
Right before today's sentencing, Odin Lloyd's family talked about their loss.
Odin was the backbone of the family. Odin was the man of the house. Odin was his sister's keeper.
Odin's sister says her big brother was someone she always looked up to.
I won't ever see him again, but I have to go to his gravesite to look at his tombstone, to tell him that I love him.
And even though the family has been devastated by Lloyd's murder, his mother says she doesn't have hate in her heart.
I forgive the hands of the people that had a hand in my son's murder, either before or after. And I pray and hope that someday everyone out there will forgive them also.
Evidence collected in Odin Lloyd's death led to 2 more murder charges against Hernandez in a separate case in Boston. He has pleaded not guilty. That trial is expected to begin in May, but officials say it will be pushed back. Reporting live, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Well, the jury that decided his fate was given the option to board a bus and be whisked away from the courthouse, but instead they talked about what stood out to them in this case. WMUR Shelley Walcott continues our live team coverage in the newsroom.
Well, Jen, today the jury discussed some of the key testimony that helped convince them beyond a reasonable doubt that Aaron Hernandez is guilty. And that testimony turned out to be from the very man who helped make Hernandez a football star.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
The Aaron Hernandez jury appeared before cameras, clearly relieved the high-profile trial is over.
None of us even wanted to come into this room.
There were smiles all around as the jury expressed confidence in their decision to convict the former Patriots tight end. After 6.5 days of deliberation, the 12 jurors unanimously found Hernandez guilty of first-degree murder. The testimony key to that decision, they said, Pats owner Robert Kraft's appearance on the stand. Kraft testified that 2 days after Odin Lloyd's murder, Hernandez said he hoped the time of Lloyd's death would be revealed because he had an alibi. The jury said they thought an innocent man would have never said that.
To this day, we just went through a 3-month trial. This is now a 1.5 years or 2 years later. We still don't know the exact time of Odin's murder specifically, so I don't know how Aaron would have had that information.
The jury said they paid close attention to everything, some even filling as many as 8 notebooks during proceedings. And when asked what they thought of Hernandez while watching him in the courtroom, they had this to say.
You try not to form an opinion until you've seen the evidence.
We follow the court's orders. Assume that the man sitting in that seat is innocent until the prosecution proves he's guilty. And that's what happened today.
And the jurors were also asked why the conviction was won by extreme atrocity or cruelty, and they said it's because of the number of times that Odin Lloyd was shot. 6 times. Live in the newsroom, I'm Shelley Walcott, WMUR News 9.